This video is prepared according to the syllabus of KTU, course subject Web Technologies, course code CS368. In this session, we are going to discuss about conditional statements in PHP that is included in 6th module. In this session, we are going to discuss about symbol if else, conditional operator or ternary operator, nested if, Elsif chain, switch. Then we will see some example programs to check whether the given number is odd or even prime number or not, and some programming exercises, and we will wind up today's section. Okay. Selection statements in any programming language are used to control the flow of execution of a program. So wherever branching we need to take according to various type of conditional statements we can perform. So these are the different category. In the case of symbol if, simple form of selection will handle, whereas in the case of if else control structure, one of the two pieces of code to be selected for execution. That selection is based on the value of an expression. That is, there is one condition, that conditional statement we use there, based on that branching will take place. Now, while coding, in single line coding might be required. In such cases, we can use conditional operator. It is also called ternary operator. Apart from this if else control structure, we have another statement called switch statement that is used for a selection among a number of code wherever required. That type of switch control structure is used. Now we are going to discuss about if statement, that is simple form of if statement. Here, this is the block diagram for if statement. From the diagram it is very clear that this is what the flow representation. There is one condition. If the condition is true, this particular block will be executed, and after completion of this execution, next executable statements will be executed. This is what the normal flow. Here the condition is false, in the sense straight away next executable statements will be executed. Okay, that means this is applicable when the condition, that means some codes will be executed only when the expression be true, otherwise that flow will not be disturbed. This is what the thing. This is the syntax for this examples we will see. Assume that we need to assign result or grade or whatever it may be for a student by comparing the total marks. The condition is if total marks greater than 40, we need to assign result as pass. This is what the condition. So already we have discussed that in the symbol if only condition is true, that code will be executed. So here if we assign if condition is true, it will change the status to pass, fine. But assume that if condition is false, what it will display? So in that case, in advance, we need to assign it as a fail. Then only that is going to display. So initially we need to assign, that is very important in the case of symbol if. Okay, initially we need to assign like this. Then during now, in result fail is assigned. So during the execution of this, if this is greater than 40 in the sense, result will be modified to pass. Otherwise, result will be as fail. This is about symbol F. And now we are going to discuss the demo program for symbol if statement. Here I have used form for demonstrating the symbol if. These all things already you are familiar with this because HTML and all you are familiar. So we have a form like this that will display a form like this, and here we need to get details like name, register number, total marks and all. For that we used post method, and here is that we are using for testing whether the button has been used for submitting the form. If that is the case, that will return true, and if it is true in this sense, this entire block will be executed. In the block, it is specified that $_post name, that is get name from user through this form. That is what the meaning. So whatever we get from that will be stored in this variable. So the name that will be stored in this variable. Similarly, register number here, marks, total marks. So these all things will be stored in this variable. Then one by one we are displaying name, we are displaying register number, we are displaying total marks. Also we are displaying then comparison symbol if this is greater than means only true part, assign the result to pass. So result will be modified to pass. But one important thing already I have mentioned before, that we need to assign it as fail, then only it will work properly in the case of symbol. This is about the program. See, what is this? First person like that, mark 44, pass. It is less than 40 in the sense is fail. This is about the program. Now we are going to discuss about if else control structure. Here it has got that is true block and false block. This is the syntax for that. This is what the flowchart representation. If the test condition is true, this particular part will be executed. If it is false, this will be executed, and after execution, control will be available for the next executable statement. Now let's see the examples. This is the example for if-else control structure. Here we have true condition, also false. We have provision to include true condition and false condition. This is true block, this is false block. So if condition is true, result will be modified to pass, else result will be modified to fail. Okay, so same thing, only modification is this much, so output is also going to be same. Okay, just now we have discussed the if else control structure. The if else control structure can be um, written using one simple statement with the help of ternary operator or conditional operator like this. See here it is called ternary because three operators it is taking. First, this condition is true means after the question mark will be executed. If it is false means after the colon will be executed. This is about conditional statement. The same thing only, same output we will get, same program, only this much modification I have made here. So all other syntax and all included here. You can go through these all things. This is about ternary operator. So far we have discussed about two branches, true condition, false condition. Now assume that even in the true condition itself, we need to check one more condition, or even false condition also one more like that. Again in that true condition one more like that. Such type of if control structure is called nested if control structure. This is what the block diagram representation of the if else control structure. If the condition is true, this again one more if is there that will be executed. False case also one more is there. Like that we can have different false control structure according to our convenience. This is about the flowchart representation. Let's see the. Now we are going to discuss about the demo program of nested if. Assume that we have two internal marks that based on that we need to prepare mark list. So after reading the marks we need to take the average. The condition here is if the average is greater than or equal to 50 in the sense, we can consider it as consider as pass or fail based on another condition. So one condition is average should be greater than 50, should be greater than or equal to 50. Then one more condition within that, again in the true block itself, again one more condition is that, and mark 1 should be greater than or equal to 40. Then only two conditions, average mark should be like that, this thing, then only this is pass. Similarly, if average is less than pass, else if again average is okay, less than this condition comes, then average is greater than or equal to 45, one condition, and marks greater than or equal to 50, then again pass condition. All other things fail. This is about this program. So here nested if we used, this is the program output. You can try this thing. Now we are going to discuss about the Elsif chain. This is the flowchart representation of Elsif chain. If condition, first condition is true, first block will be executed. Else if the next condition is true, next block is executed true. So again, if this is false in the sense, again that will check for the next condition. If that condition true block, else means default block, like that. That will keep on going like this. This is Elsif chain. Control will be transferred to here. That is according to our convenience. This is about Elsif chain. Now we are going to see the demo program for Elsif Chain. Here the condition is, condition is mentioned. If average marks greater than 90 means grade will be assigned to outstanding. That is greater than 80 and less than 90. That is excellent. Similarly, greater than 70, less than 80. Very good. Like that, these things will be assigned. This is about Elsif chain. This is the output for that. Now we are going to discuss about switch statements. In switch statement, based on value, branching will take place. In the case of value 1, this particular case 1 will be executed, value 2, this will be like that. Different this selection will be done based on the value what we pass here. Okay. Now we will see the corresponding program for switch statement. This is the demo program for switch statement. Say, assume that we have one random number generator. There, assume that some number will be assigned, that is range 0 to 10. That number, any random number will be assigned here. And if that number is 1, that will display Sunday, 2 means Monday, like that. That will keep on. Here it is mentioned 0 to 10. So possible way is 1 to 7. All other things it displays in the sense that will show error. That number is not a valued big day index, like that. That will display an error. See, for example, 4 in the sense. This is the output. 4 in the sense Wednesday will be displayed. 8, that will show error. 5 in the sense, 2 in the sense. This way that execution will take place. So this is about switch statement. Last set. Now we are going to check whether the given number is odd or even. Say form already I explained these all things. Now after getting the number from keyboard, we are checking the given number is odd or not. What we need to do is we need to take the modulus value and to check what do you say, modulus value, and we need to check whether it is 0 or not. In the case of even number, so that will be 0. Odd number, that will be 1. That is the thing. So that the same thing you are just checking, and your pending number is even if condition is true. False in the sense number is an odd number. That way we are just printing and output. So if you run this program, that means while executing this form, this will be you will get the display like that, and you need to enter a number here, and you have to press the submit button so that this will be displayed. It will be displayed like 45 is an odd number. Similarly, another 68 is an even number. This is about odd even. Now we are going to discuss about prime number program. So prime number means number which is divisible by 1 and itself. For example, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17 and all. How it can be implemented? For implementing this, we have to, using a loop, we need to check any factors are there, factors of 2, factors of 3, like that. Keep on checking till a number that limit number less than 1. That much level we need to check. Okay, because why we are using here means that number is a factor anyway, 1 and that number is a factor. So the loop you are executing from 2 to less than n, that limit number, then only that will work fine. So in that loop we are checking in between any factor is there. So mod value if you take, if it is there, so flag will be enabled. Enabled in the sense that is not a prime number. If it is there in the sense not at all. Then that button, no, that is it, that is enabled. When that is the case, it is true value, it is there or not. Here flag set is. So in both condition, true in the sense this number, given number is not prime. Okay. False in the sense number is fine. That means here true condition means this factor is there, flag is enabled. That is what the meaning. Clear now? So far we have discussed about how branching can be done in PHP. So you are very clear about the basics. And next step is we need to practice some exercises, then only you will get a clear cut idea about that. So practicing, I have a list of questions. Here 2 questions exercises solved for you. That is finding, for checking whether a given number is odd or even, and given number is prime number or not. So the 2 exercises are done for you. Remaining things you have to practice your own. Okay. This is one set of questions. This is another programming exercises. This is another one. This is another one. Okay. These are the references I use for preparing this material. Thank you. Thank you for watching my video.